Was Paul Gate and the Rochester Nighthawks were on the list.
Great third quarter, and we'll win the game in the fourth quarter. That's what's going to go on out there.
Vinny Pfeiffer had his Saints ready to take on the Philadelphia team in New York. But Gary Gate and the Wings had different plans.
We were getting trounced up there, getting a little fancy on us, rubbing it in our face. I picked some numbers.
Boston blazed in to steal the Baltimore Thunder.
We're in Buffalo, a brand new arena, a brand new year of lacrosse and major indoor lacrosse league action on the Deuce. I'm Leif Elsmo, and get set for great action tonight. All 6 teams are playing. It's the Rochester Nighthawks here in Buffalo. We've also got Baltimore taking on the Blazers from Boston, and we'll be in New York to watch the Wings take on the Saints. Get ready for action on Laxattack.
ESPN2 presents Laxattack, highlights of the weekly major indoor lacrosse league action. This week's MILL Laxattack show is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better. It was a new home for the defending champion Buffalo Bandits as they were set to take on the Rochester Nighthawks. They were looking to rekindle the fire that had stoked their winning ways last year, taking the North American Cup. But Rochester was looking to send a message of their own. They knew that they were 2-0 in the home arena of the defending North American Cup champs. This would be a thrilling game.
Just perfect.
So our left creaseman, he hauls a bit shorter there.
I'll get it. Standing on the line, if you're on the offensive side of the ball,
It's close. It's close.
the thing they're going to try and do is they're going to try and press.
Heart, boys. Heart's what winning. This is our year, fellas. This is our year.
We help each other out. We slide, we double, we triple. That's what we've got to be doing out here tonight.
Let's play with some heart and a lot of passion out there, right? That's what's going to make the difference.
Everybody's gunning for us, boys.
That's
Be
right.
hungry,
We got
boys.
the target on our chest.
Be
Let's
hungry.
go.
Be hungry now.
Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3.
To defend your 1, 2, 3. Bang! Let's go, boys.
And the Bandits were looking for a quick start. Driscoll for Rochester scored in the first minute, but then Ryan Sanderson, the rookie, looking off the defense and beating Dietrich. 1-1 the score in the first quarter. The rookie gets his first goal of the major indoor lacrosse league career. Hey, that's a souvenir he'll take home with him. Sanderson looking good. It came from Darius Kilgore. But here comes Paul Gate. Gate, very healthy, and look at the move he puts on the goalie paddle tool.
You gotta be aware of that.
You do have to be aware of that, Les Bartley, and your team is looking good. So is Rochester, 2-1 now with that Gate goal. But look at the saves Dietrich makes. He is looking sharp early on in this game, shutting down the Buffalo offense often and early in this game. Chugger in the goal, making it tough against Buffalo. Now, power play. Tavares up top. He rips it from the corner, making the game 2-2 still in the first quarter. Chugger outlets for Rochester. They were fast breaking all night. On the other end, this is Driscoll. What an opening game he had. That was his second goal. Now they lead 3-2, but Driscoll 2-1 in his first 3 goals. O'Toole gets the ball now. Look at the contact down low. Referees maintaining composure on these two teams that really, really don't quite like each other. Power play for Rochester. They want to extend their lead, and it's Paul Gate again, ending the first quarter with his second goal. It was Driscoll 2, Gate 2, and Bartley knows his team is down by 2 as the first quarter ends. And we'll be back with quarter number 2 in just a moment.
How's he getting open? He's getting open all the time.
Just beating his nose, picking him up off the bench.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench, and we're sitting way back in on it. Bust the pick and roll. Out on it.
Move your feet a little bit more on defense.
We're not running to this bench at all. We haven't had a fast break out of here yet. This guys are real just walking to the bench here. We're playing good old Canadian lacrosse. That ain't gonna get us there.
A lot of fast-breaking action in the first quarter. The second quarter starts with a man advantage for Rochester. They have a 2-goal lead. It's critical that these guys stop the Rochester team on this man up.
The 2-goal cushion, you want to keep it close, and that's what Bartley has in mind as he really applies pressure. But Paul Gate up top, rocket, and he's got rope. Paul Gate, 2 goals in a row. He's got 3 of the first 5 and a 3-goal lead for Rochester. Still in the second quarter. Rochester containing and maintaining possession. And again, it's Paul Gate coming around the front, rolling that pick and roll. He finds rope, and he's got 3 of the first 6 goals. Rochester continues to dominate here in the second quarter as they push it up. Jacobs, and he's got his goal, his first of the game. A 5-goal lead for Rochester. Here comes Cowie O'Toole behind him, coming out of the game. He's upset. Paul Gate had his number today.
There's a big difference with the Rochester team. Last year they had a couple of guys that, you could let shoot and stuff like that. This year, they're just on fire. They're just smoked meat tonight. And, Paul Gates is doing what he did well, not last year, but the years before when he wasn't hurt. His back looks good, and he just buried me tonight.
New goalie Cowie added a spark, and Tavares did it on the other end from Cordingley. That's his second goal of the game, makes it 7-3. They weren't finished yet. Same combination. Cordingley all the way across. Tavares, Johnny T, 2 fakes. He knocks home a hat trick. 3 of the first 4 goals, all assisted by Cordingley. Hey, Johnny T, what's going on?
Oh, nice pass by Troy Cordingley. I just broke the middle and gave him a couple fakes to the backside. So what?
Makes it 7-4, still second quarter. They're down by 3 now, but Rochester would not let them get too close. Timmy Sudan faking off the defense and burying that one right there for his first goal of the game. Ryder gets the assist. Paul Gate wasn't finished. Again, a power play. He's up top. He triggers. He's got rope on Cowie, and the lead is back to 5. Only about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. First half winding down. That was a pass into Saccone, but it went beyond him. Past Dietrich. It'll count. And now 9-5 the score. Still time left. Tom Fair comes down, gets it to the wing. Back to Fair. He buries it. And that'll be the 6th goal for Buffalo. The half would end 9-6, down by 3. Big stars for Rochester in the first half. Paul Gate, 5 goals of the 9. Driscoll had 2 of the first 3. And Tavares Cordingley combination had a hat trick together.
2 other big games today in the mill. Let's go to Baltimore as they take on the Blazers.
I'm nervous. I got a lot of butterflies. Absolutely the most important game for us. We really need, being a young team, we can't come out and lose. We have to win.
Last year, the last game of the season against Baltimore, we had them at home and beat them pretty well. That's in their heads. They're trying to get off to a quick start. I anticipate them coming out very, very hard tonight.
We've had trouble with Baltimore because we get them the first game of the season in past seasons, I think every year just about. So we want to settle it down because they come out rambunctious, they're ready to roll, and they're all pumped up because they think that they're on their way for another year, just like any team would.
Tucker! And what team wouldn't with a new coach, John Tucker, all-pro in the mill, world champion. He is here for his first year as a coach, but it wasn't easy in the first quarter. This is the Blazer offense coming down. Blanchard starts thing on the wing. Look at the offense he creates with the pick and roll. In close to Donovan, who gets the first goal of the game. In the first 2 minutes, it makes it 1-0 Boston. Baltimore trying to tighten up. It was Carmian getting that deflection off of goalie Collins. But Ryan played tough defense. Tom Ryan comes in far side, and it would be Carmian who buries it 2-0 early in the first for Boston. After Robinson added another one, it was Bobby Martino diving to get the first Thunder in the Thunderdome. 3-1 now, the score in the first quarter. And watch the clock, they did, because not too long after that, it was the Boston Blazer working the offense. Blanchard, far side, he's got rope, and now 4-1, Boston leads in the first. Good chance here, power play for Baltimore. They work it around nicely. At the point, you'll find Cantabene working behind. Cantabene comes in, he buries that one, the second goal for Baltimore, power play goal from Martino, 4-2 the score. Big moment here, 4-on-3, a power play for the team from Boston, but turned away by Baltimore. Curry had added one to make it 4-3. Blanchard for Boston 5-3, and that's where we pick up the action right here in the first quarter. Carmine gets it down low. Look at the finishing shot by Adele. It was a power play goal, making the score 6-3 in the first quarter. Cantabene comes in, gets the ball in for a rocket shot, but that one off the pipe, saving O'Neal and the Blazers. Great transition. They bring it down. Pushing it in, and that one will count. That was Robinson on a fast break. Another opportunity for Boston. This is a power play, and it was Blanchard to Frazier. A lot of activity for Boston still in the first half as they continue to dominate. Watch this. Shorthanded goal. Carmine sees Frazier, and the shorthanded goal really stings Baltimore. First half, 12-6 the score. Tough first half for the Thunder. More action today in the Mill. Let's go to New York as they take on the Philadelphia Wings.
We got to stay focused. We've got to be hungry and ready to give it right back to them.
It's a battle and you got to prepare.
We don't want to lose tonight.
Let's go. It's all about that little round and chase around, you know, doing things to make that ball hit in the net.
This organization needs a win. We need this win tonight.
Well, the pregame ended in a scoreless tie. They got things going, and it was the goalies, as usual, that were being counted on. Dallas Elliott in one goal, Sal Licasio in the other. Maybe the best Canadian and the best American on the same field at the same time. Gordon Purdy comes in and scores the first goal of the game. The Australian national team member. What great speed, 1-0 New York, and they were excited. Purdy applying great defense on Tom Maricek. The all-pro offensive player didn't have a great night because of that kind of defense. But look at that rocket deflected by Sal Licasio. Later now, first quarter action. Bates launches. Licasio stuffs him. Gary Gate getting set to take charge for the Philadelphia Wings. The big guy comes in and just misses high. Again, defense pushing him wide. Sal Licasio filling it up. Goes over the top bar. How about Steve, the Manimal Government? Watch him move in. Left-hander comes in for the stuff. He's got rope. The big hit after the goal. That one will count, making the score 2-1 in favor of New York. First goal for Philadelphia, and that would be the second goal. Gary Gate coming in, doing his job. Now it's a one-goal game because Miller had scored between the Govett and Gate goal. Watch the defense. Philadelphia really stepping up on Vinny Sobrato. He had a great year last year. They're not giving him room now. And the snowbird pass to Gary Gate. The defense takes it down, and so does Sal Licasio. Watch the aggressive play of Sal Licasio. Comes out and nails him against the boards. Gabrielson takes the hit. New York stepping up the contact. The first quarter would end 3-2 in favor of Philly, and the New York crowd really rooting the Saints on. But look who came down from Philly. Back in New York, the Philadelphia Wings taking on the New York Saints, and as we begin the second quarter, it was a 3-2 game. But then Finneran scored to make it 4-2 before Bates applied pressure on the offensive end. Great save by Sal Licasio. Pfeiffer likes the defense. Miller and company continue to put pressure on that defense for the Saints. He gets pummeled, ball loose, and Sal wants a foul. Now, other end of the field, watch the fast break. It's Saramet finally lighting that lamp. He's got rope, and the score now 4-3. And it's one-goal game in favor of Philadelphia. Here comes Gary Gate. Slow motion shows you Gate coming down in the face of Sal Licasio, and he just pinpoints that corner. Gate's goal makes the score 6-3. We're still in the first half. Rocket shot there is deflected, but a follow-up by Finneran. He gets the goal, 7-3. Philadelphia just absolutely stunning the crowd in New York. And while the offense was doing their job, look at Elliott taking that shot from Darren Lowe. Helmet popping off. Philadelphia was on a 4-goal run, but the defense of Elliott really made it tough for New York. Look at the fast breaks, and Elliott just turning back shot after shot. Another one, Elliott stuffing the Saints. And after an aggressive first half, Sal Acasio a little bit dejected. He played tough, but the offense just couldn't do it. Metke behind him. Might he play in the second half? I tell you the story in this game. 2-0 start for New York, but it was Philadelphia scoring 8 of the next 9 goals.
There's a break in the action. Chris Fritz, owner of the league, co-owner of the league. Chris, this is a great first event for 1997.
Well, yeah, especially in a brand new building. We're in 2 new buildings this year. This is great. What a beautiful place. The fans are going to love it. But the league has got a lot to be thankful for. We're going our 11th year, and looks like we're going to have some big plans for the 98 season where, you know, we're divesting the interest from a single entity into franchising. So, Leaf, I can set you up in your own franchise this year. No, we're definitely going into more markets in 98, and that's exciting. The players are excited. We're excited, and the quality of play this year, I think, is going to be awesome. So.
Getting better every year, and you're looking at the new team owner for next year. Chris Fritz just announced it. Back to the action in just a minute.
Guys, we got to start watching, too. Don't stand in the offensive end when there's a loose ball and wait for the other team to pick it up on the far side. If you're opposite ball, boys, you got to head back. I don't know how many 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s they had. I mean, we were lucky.
We got to get back, play harder defense right now. I think our offense is fine. I just think we just got to play tougher defense and prevent the fast breaks. And I think we'll be right there.
Well, one thing we wanted to do is come out, set a tempo, and basically we wanted to come out and get our nose a little bloodied. We know Buffalo's a great transition team. We want to put a halt to that, basically get in their face. And I think we've done that in that first quarter. We sort of let up some easy goals given to Buffalo, but I think we're where we want to be.
And Buffalo is too. They're down by 3 at the half. They want to stop the fast break and get their own on track. They've had plenty of shots. They've got to beat Dietrich. And there's another save by big Steve Chugger Dietrich, making it tough on Buffalo. But that one went in. They're going to call it good. It bounced around. That one will give Fair his second straight goal, 9-7 the score. Watch Paul Gator. He's on fire. Coming in, low shot. That one finds rope. And Gator gets his 6th goal of the game. Still early, third quarter. Rochester moves it around. Ryder gets it into his first goal of the game from Jacobs. Now Timmy Sudan. Great move. The ex-All-Pro looking for help. Rolls inside the defensive Rich Kilgore. He buries that one.
Yeah, he got me leaning. He ducked. I went right over him, and he went in and scored. So I'll have to put that one in my memory bank and make sure it don't happen again.
Buffalo down 12-8. They need some help. Kilgore over to new acquisition Callahan. He's got rope. 12-9. Callahan from Doddridge and Travis Kilgore. Fans love it. They're back within 3. Still, third quarter action. Where's Callahan? The man Callahan down low. He redirects. He's got that one 2 in a row for Callahan. Now they're back within 2. Callahan played with Detroit several years ago. A good move by Les Bartley to get him back. Now, fast break. Dewey Jacobs. He's looking to give it up. Fakes the pass. Buries it on his own as he kept the defense guessing what he was going to do with that ball. Jacobs' second goal of the game. 13-10, another 3-goal lead for Rochester. Tavares trying to do it all himself. Looking for Cordingley. He's got him, and he's got rope. Cordingley leading straight out and just buries that one. Fans loving Cordingley's short-handed goal. 13-11 at that time. Now Rochester, before the third quarter ends, Jacobs gets goal number 3. Buffalo charging, but Rochester holding tough. Jacobs scored 2 of the last 3 goals to keep the 3-goal margin. Meanwhile, back in the Thunderdome, 12-6 as we start the third quarter.
Brent Kesnick at the Baltimore Arena, where the Boston Blazers lead 12-6 over the Baltimore Thunder. Charlie Blanchard's with me. A couple goals so far in the first half. Charlie, you got to be happy with the way you guys jumped on this young Baltimore squad.
Yeah, we're really happy about that. We came in here last year. We came flat. This year we came in with some intensity, some purpose. We got a lot of young guys on the team that can fly. So we came here ready to go.
First run.
go. Hey, look. Come on, Ruggie. Fellas, nobody on this team gives up. You guys are all winners. All right, let's go. Don't be walking around out there. Let's start running a little bit.
Here we go, here we go.
Go after everything. Come on now. From the opening whistle to the end. Stand fine. All right, we win this game if we keep working. Show some heart now. 1-3 Thunder, 1-2-3 Thunder.
Well, they had to show some heart. They're down by 6, and as we get going here, we'll see Cantabene get a feed up in the offensive end. He starts a power play situation. Good opportunity for the Baltimore Thunder. Down by 6, you want to make these count. Cantabene nails it from out front. He's done that before this game. His second power play goal from the point. Score now, 13-7, because Frazier had also scored for Boston in this quarter. Now Carbine gets it down low. They work it well. This is another power play, and Frazier nails it to match Cantabene. Now the score 14-7. Again, a 7-goal lead. They are starting to pull away from the Thunder. Baltimore can't find the goal, missing it from O'Neal. Look at the defense applied by Francis. Moving down, Edel looking for help. Defense by Baltimore. It's starting to get a little tougher, and that was a little too tough. Edel gets whistled for the penalty now. 14-7 the score, but another power play opportunity. Cantabene going to the right-handed shooter's position. They can't pick it up. Francis on the ground trying to play defense. Bad position when you're man down. Baltimore spreads the field. Here comes Martino. Backdoor, and he nails it. That's Wills. Great backdoor play. Wills gets a power play goal. The score now, 14-8. They're back to within the 6-goal margin that started the third quarter. But Boston has answered every charge of Baltimore's. Now another power play opportunity. Missed wide, and still they get it back. Ryan, backside, he gets a screen and buries it in the corner. Ryan makes it 15-8. A 7-goal margin for Boston as they end the third.
Right? Let's stay out of the box now. Stay out of the box for the fourth quarter. Let's get our heads up and play.
Bona comes in for O'Neal. Boston feeling comfortable enough to change goalies. 7-goal lead, and that might tick off the Thunder a little bit. They apply more pressure. Bona making early saves. They're going to call him back and get a couple guys in the box. It was hot and heavy. These two players going in. Radaball, the defensive specialist for Baltimore, and Robinson. Yeah, they're pretty mad at each other. Yeah, they're pretty ticked off. Yeah, they can't stand it. Yeah, they're going to the wrong penalty box. That's right, guys. Still a 7-goal lead for Boston as they end the third quarter.
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice.
Did you know that you can play the game without the stick? Watch Tom Fair as he loses the stick against Paul Gate. Well, he continues to play defense, just body position, and that's legal. He's okay. Tavares comes up, tries to help out. Now watch Tom Fair. He's okay using just body position, but you cannot come in and use your hands. That's not legal. And hey, pulling him down by the neck's not either. That will be a penalty for Tom Fair. Body position's okay. Yanking him down is not a legal play. As a matter of fact, it's not even fair, Tom.
The teams came into the third quarter with a 3-goal lead for Rochester. Each team scores 5. Rochester maintains that 3-goal edge as we go into the fourth.
Let's let them take the penalties out there. We'll go with our man up. We haven't had a man up for a long time, guys. And every time, that's what's getting them back in is a man up goal.
Come on, okay? Gotta go. Right here, it's all heart. Right here. Play to win, boys. Play to win.
Let's get one. Be patient. Go get another. That's all. Patience out there, boys. That's all. Pick up the loose ball.
Well, what he didn't want was a penalty to happen in the first 4 seconds, and then 8 seconds later, Hollenbeck scores to open up the fourth quarter. That makes it 15-11. Howie getting the ball down, trying to get the fast break of Boston. Great shooting, but Dietrich has been making most of the saves. Brian Hall beats Dietrich on that one, and Hall makes the score 15-12 from Cowie and Dowling. Followed up by Cordingley, unassisted, 15-13. And now it's the other end, Jacobs, Gate, and company. Jacobs takes one home. He scores his 4th of the day, and now the score is 16-14. Tavares wants more, and he has plenty of time to deliver. 2 goals down with about 10 minutes left. We'll be back to this game in just a moment. And don't forget to join us every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. on The Deuce to watch our Laxattack hour show of highlights of major indoor lacrosse league action. 12 straight weeks. We're going through the whole season, and we want you to be a part of it. Back to Baltimore, where the Blazers enjoy a 7-goal lead. We're going to rejoin the fourth quarter, where things are getting a little bit tough. Baltimore knew time was running out. Bona with the ball. He's been getting a lot of pressure since he came into the game for O'Neal. Trying to clear it up. Baltimore just not giving Boston the time to set up the offense. Fast breaking on the other end, but Bona makes that save. Baltimore doing a great job of getting to the boards. Now Wills takes away from Carmine. Wills inside. The left-hander comes to the near pipe, and Wills gets his second goal, 15-9 the score. Tom Ryan now sets up for Boston. Ryan getting checked by 3 different players as they lose him for a second. Comes in, Ryan dekes over the top. Collins makes the save.
Don't need the ball. Just guard your man. Just guard your man.
Baltimore continues to put on pressure, and they got some help. Another power play opportunity here, and Wills scores, but he's in the crease. Wave it off. That protective 9-foot radius.
Short pass. Short pass each time.
Hey, Blanchard, short pass. Watch out. Defense for Baltimore coming in tight. Blanchard picks it up now. He looks up. Finds teammates on the fly. It's Frazier looking in close, but he's hit from behind in the crease. Violation, no goal. Now back to a power play situation. Still 15-9. Baltimore down close, back door, and they get it. Horms. Timmy Horms gets one now, 15-10 from Wills. And with about 5 minutes left, this team has an outside shot to do it. Horms limping off in the Thunderdome. Baltimore was not finished yet. They like taking some shots on Bona. Wasn't quite as sharp as O'Neal, but Bona, very strong goalie from New Hampshire. Scheck with the rocket from out front. All-American from Towson State was known for that laser shot. 5:23 left. 4 goals down now, 15-11.
Oh, that's a flag.
Baltimore now putting 2 and 3 players on the defense. Look at Blanchard come in. He beats all 3 and scores. Blanchard gets goal number 4. What a day for Charlie Blanchard. And the crowd in the Thunderdome cannot believe it. But Boston maintains a sizable 16-11 lead. Time winding down. Bona coming up strong when he had to. Ball loose and Baltimore running out of time. Clouds on the sideline. Trying to protect players, going in at it with Donovan. Rich Tamburino stepping in to try to save the fight. He dealt with score one more. The final, Boston wins 17-11. Randy Frazier, the Bud Light MVP, and Bona, a lot of time in the goal.
We played pretty well. We went into a lull in the fourth quarter as far as scoring was, scoring-wise went, and now it was 15-8 when I first started coming in, and it was, we were at 15 until the last 4 minutes of the game. So they kind of got some momentum there, started feeling their oats, started thinking they could score, and just happy that I was there to make some saves.
I think that we came up, and I think we were a little more focused against what we needed to do. We needed to play indoor lacrosse, which is different than outdoor lacrosse. And we needed to be disciplined on defense and disciplined on offense. And I think we stayed to our game plan a little longer than Baltimore was able to stay to their game plan.
We're with Randy Frazier, the Bud Light MVP, 5 goals, 2 assists, as Boston defeats Baltimore 17-11. That's a career day for you, Randy.
Yeah, it was nice to finally have it pay off. A lot of hard work, a lot of practice on the all off season, and it was nice to come out here and stick a couple in and walk out of here with a win.
So that'll be the final, 17-11. Boston wins the opener. A big day for Blanchard with 4, and Frazier, the Bud Light MVP, with 5 goals. The Saints still have a prayer in New York. We've got to finish that game. Highlights of that coming up still. Plus, Buffalo trying to unseat the challenge of Rochester.
Hey!
See how much time's left in the clock? Lots of time. Lots of time. Let's take it to them, boys. Let's go. Come on. You gotta run. Let's go. Defense. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Defense.
Saints ended the half down 8-3, but don't forget they started out 2-0. They were ahead, and then Philadelphia scored 8 of the next 9 goals.
You broke down in the second quarter. Thank God there's 3 quarters. You played a great first quarter, all right? You'll play a great third quarter, and we'll win the game in the fourth quarter. That's what's going to go on out there.
3, let's get Gary the ball, okay? A couple times he's been open on the break, a couple times he's getting out there. Tell you what, playing the Chicago Bulls, we're going to get Jordan the ball. Let's get him the ball on the open floor.
It starts with ground ball game. It starts with heavy checking, proper switching. Guy gets beat, you floor him. That hasn't been called yet. That's still lead.
It's going to be the hammer now, okay? We've got to maintain our discipline, okay? We've got to get our lines into the rotation, okay? And we've got to keep pounding away. Whichever goalie it is, we take good, high percentage shots. You see a shot, let it fly with confidence.
This is a very big game for us. It dictates where our season is going. Saints beat the Wings.
And to beat them, you'll have to play tougher defense. That's the message from Vinny Pfeiffer as they come out onto the arena surface. Well, the game opens in the third quarter with Gary Gate really taking charge as he moves around, putting a lot of pressure on Sal Acasio. That one didn't get past him, but 1 goal did to make it 9-3 before New York got things going again. Down by 6. Darren Lowe rips one. He finds Rope. Finally beats Elliott. It was 5 goals for Philly. Lowe makes it a 9-4 game. Still third quarter. Pfeiffer trying to drive his team. Now it's a little bit of a man-up situation. The man-up gives them that man advantage. They work it around. Much like hockey, here comes Panetta out front. Picked up by Millen. Mark Millen gets the rebound off the Panetta shot and beats Elliott, who was just about on his knees. That makes the game 9-5, only down by 4. New goalie, Metke comes in. Sal Acasio comes out. Pat McCabe gives him the high five. Let's see if it makes a big difference. Metke, number 1, veteran from the wars of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. 1 championships at Philly, but he gets this one just burned by him. A lot of speed on Gary Gates' shot. Gates' goal makes it 12-5 because Bates and Gate had scored before that one. Still, third quarter action. Look at the diving shot inside by Millen. 2 in a row for him. 12-7 to score as the third quarter will start to wind down. We'll pick up the action in the fourth quarter. It's 14-8, and remember what Vinny said about the fourth quarter.
You'll play a great third quarter, and we'll win the game in the fourth quarter. That's what's going to go on out there.
Well, now's the time to make it stand up. Fourth quarter action. Finneran and Bates have scored for Philly. Colsey for New York before Saramet adds another one for the Saints. 14-9 now the score. Down by 5 with plenty of time left. Face-offs, very important. Jacobs, the young 6'5" player, number 24 for the Wings, but here come the Saints. All speed for Huff as he buries one. 14-10, the Saints, 2 in a row. Then Elias scored his second, Panetta scored his first. 14-12 the score, and the fans were rocking. Offensive end again, here comes Darren Lowe. Looking for help, takes a shot, bounces out, follow-up, good by Saramet. It's a 1-goal game, 14-13. The bench loves that score. Look, it hasn't been this tight since the first quarter. Philadelphia, they don't want this one to get away. Here comes Gary Gate looking for Rope. Dishes off to Volker. Volker buries it. Now a 2-goal margin again, 15-13. Gary Gate getting a lot of pressure, a slide, 3 players on him, he comes in, and he can't get that one to stick. Gets the ball out front now, here's Gabrielson taking a shot, no, Finneran buries that one. Finneran gives his team a 3-goal lead. Each team scores one more time, 17-14 the final. Gabrielson knows how important it is for Philly.
It was our first game of the season. We didn't get any scrimmages this year, so that was really the first time that we were out on the big floor, playing hard, playing in the game-like intensity. So we feel good about the first game.
We learned a lot from tonight, and if we can leave some of the negative baggage behind, then we grew. And that's like a door prize if you don't win the game.
So the Bud Light MVP award goes to Gary Gate, the league's MVP last year. 5 goals, 2 assists. Hey, Gary, how important is that first win?
Oh, it's always important. You know, you want to come out, you're not sure what you got. You got some new guys in the lineup. You want to come out, get a win under your belt, and go from there, and we did that.
All right, the final 17-14. Nice showing for the Saints. They could be a team to be reckoned with. We'll be back with that big Buffalo game in just a moment. The Bandits, when we left them, almost there. They're within 2, and Tavares wants his team to get it rolling. Not much time left. 4th quarter, and Rochester has control throughout. They want the ball in Buffalo, and they want it in the net. Plenty of time left, and a power play opportunity for that high-powered offense. And there it is, a rocket from up top. Travis Kilgore, the youngest of the Kilgores, makes it 16-15. Sellout crowd loves it. Pressure still on Dietrich. He's making sensational saves. 25 shots in the 4th quarter alone. Again, backdoor. He can't stop this one. Rope for Johnny T. Tavares ties it at 16. Watch it again. Over to Cordingley. Cordingley backdoor. Tavares sliding. Dietrich cannot fill it all up. And Tavares ties the game at 16. Dietrich exhausted. 8 minutes left. Penalties would continue to drive the outcome. Another power play for Rochester. A wrap around the back, feed to Driscoll. Watch it now. He'll fake the left-handed shot all the way around his shoulders. Feeds Driscoll. Defense not quite knowing where the ball is, and Driscoll just buries it past goalie Cowie. 17-16 now. Still time for Buffalo, but another power play gives Burns a chance up front. Burns becomes the 5th player on the power play of Rochester to score, and that will bury Buffalo. 18-16 to score. Jacobs will end up getting a shorthanded goal to end the scoring as you watch Dietrich make save after save after save. He was huge, and the big story of the 4th quarter. Tavares can't beat him. The pipe helps him there. Game finally ending 19-17 to score, and this was a huge win for the Rochester Nighthawks. Bud Light game MVP is Paul Gates. 6 goals, 3 assists. He dominated early on. Is his conditioning there? Well, not quite sure. He didn't score for most of the second half, but a big impact today.
We're with our Bud Light MVP for this game. Paul Gate, you came in. Great conditioning this year. You feel healthy, and what a great win to start the season off. The last time you played this team was getting bumped out of the playoffs last year.
Well, you know, I got to thank my trainer. He set me up on a good program early. You know, I haven't been on it lately, but, you know, working out hard for a month, a month ago really helped a lot in the strength. Now we just got to work on the conditioning, and everything else should fall into place.
Going back to last year, you lost to this team by 8 goals. This year, your team looks really sharp offensively.
Yeah, I think, we got a great group of guys out this year, and we're clicking. I mean, our power play was unbelievable today. You know, I haven't seen a power play work that good since my days in Detroit, probably, and, it's fun to watch.
You were getting hammered a lot last year. That kind of hammering took you out of the game in the first game against New York. They were giving the same kind of punishment to you. You stood up great.
Well, actually, it had nothing to do with the punishment. It's a freak accident in how I fall. I got lucky and didn't fall the wrong way this time, and managed to play the whole game.
All right, Paul Gate, our Bud Light MVP, 6 goals, 3 assists, and he will take the win against Buffalo.
The defending North American Cup champs. What a great way to start the season. 19-17. That is the most goals scored in the first week of activity in major indoor lacrosse. And look how they stack up. The Wings, the Blazers, the Nighthawks, all 1-0. And then the Thunder, the Bandits, and the Saints, still early in the season. Plenty of time left for all 6 teams.
Bud Light sounds of the game.
Chico, get him to wake
up on defense. Can't leave Troy and JT wide open.
Nice check by Jeff Wills.
Nice settle, Glenn. That's using your head. Right chain.
How'd it go, Glenn? Use your head, Glenn.
Awesome.
This organization needs a win. We need this win tonight. Okay, that's all it boils down to.
Where did the pass come from? This runner? Cheap or Priest? Where's the pass come from?
This isn't off the ball. This is on the ball. That's a horrible call.
I mean, we got to get nuts out there and help out the fans. I got to hear you, man. One more time. I said one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Ground ball, guys, ground ball. Get in. There you go.
Thunderous hit.
There you go. Box! Come on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Troy's got a bit more on defense. Troy's got the ball. He's looking for a guy to come through the middle and give it to him.
Hey, guys, defensively, we should be picking up at the yellow line, not way back in.
Hey, Rip, count all the players in the field, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10-second violation. It's red ball.
There's 8 reds on the field. 8 reds on the field. You
Hey,
fight,
way to find the rules.
Relax.
Rules. Catch your breath. We're going to get through this.
Way to go, Hawks. That's it.
Whoa!
Good job.
All right, now it's time to check into this week's scoring leaders, brought to you by Brine, official equipment supplier to the MILL. Dwayne Jacobs leads all scores with 11 points, 5 goals, 6 assists. Then Paul Gate at 6 and 3 for 9 points. Randy Frazier, Charlie Blanchard, Gary Gate, and it goes right down with the list for 4. Then for goals, Paul Gate stands alone at 6, 3 tied for 5, and 3 knotted up at 4 goals apiece. And if we take a look at the assists, Dwayne Jacobs all alone at 6. Cordingley and Kilgore both from Buffalo at 5. And then Dowling from Buffalo also at 4. Blanchard, big day, 4 goals, 4 assists. Let's take a look at next week's games. We've got 2 big games in the mill, and you'll see the highlights on Laxattack. One of those games will be Philadelphia at Boston. A lot of stories there in Beantown, starting with Rodney Tapp. Will he be healthy enough to play? And how about the goalie situation? We know Elliott is great, and he'll have to play strong for Philly to win. But O'Neill has been playing sensationally, and how good is Marty?
Marty O'Neill's a hell of a competitor. He can stop the ball, he can pass the ball.
Tough to stop the ball when this man's shooting. Watch Gary Gate. He'll get a lot of focus on defense. He is the most amazing shooter.
Facing Gary Gates is just a nightmare in general because he can open you up and make you do things that you don't want to do, and then unlike other shooters, he's accurate 90% of the time, so he'll hit a spot.
And how about the Boston team? They're led by Tommy Carmine. He can take over offensively by himself.
I don't think we've beat them in years, and we have to do that if we're going to go to the championship, which is, what we feel we can do this year.
Boston, plays us tough. They played very tough last year in the playoffs, and we managed to squeak that one out. And knowing that they want a little revenge, it's going to make it fun.
Our second game will be New York at Rochester. Critical game for both teams. Now, these teams split last year, and the home field advantage is big. You can see the Nighthawk here disguised as a moose. There will be incredible pressure in this game applied by the tremendous fans of Rochester.
Playing up in Rochester, very difficult to win up there. Very tough team at home. I think their home crowd gives them an edge.
And of course, the edge for Philadelphia comes with Gary Gate. But Paul Gate will be on Rochester's team, and that will be a scary sight for the New York Saint defense.
Paul Gate is a guy who can get in there and just really gets it done. He can shoot from anywhere. He can shoot behind his back, shoot as he's falling down. So he's the type of guy we need to double team on the defense, and hopefully we can keep his goals to a minimum.
New York needs a lot more goals to beat a team like Rochester. They need to win this one. They don't want to start off 0-2 in 97.
It's critical not to get off to an 0-2 start in this league, especially since we're going to see Rochester after we play Rochester in Rochester. They come down and play in New York, and then we see Philly again. So we're looking to do better than 50%. We'd like a 3-1 split with this group. Right now, we've put ourselves in a hole that we got to dig ourselves out of next Saturday night.
So here are the matchups for Saturday. Philadelphia at Boston, 8 o'clock start, and the Saints go to Rochester to take on the Nighthawks, also 8 o'clock start. You can get tickets. Great games this week in the Mill.